Thursday night Jewel School, live from England. Dana Stewart Coates and Killer Queen Vintage. Oh, those are turned funny. How is everyone? Say hello. Or do we have lurkers? Oh, these are noisy. Nobody in chat tonight? Give it a minute or two until we see if someone shows up. Wow, these agates are 20 inches long. Say hello if you're out there. Oops. Hi, Lori. I think people forgot that Jewel School was tonight. Hi, Janda. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Leslie. It took a hot minute to get people in the room. Rommel. I had Hallmarks. Just wanted to talk a bit about Hallmarks. If you got to see Sunday Bauble's program on her Scottish agates, she touched on Hallmarks a bit, and I promised to talk to you about them. Ooh, I'm getting tongue twisted. Hi, Gail. It seems confusing, but I swear to you, once you break that little code, it's really easy to read them. I've got 10 people in the chat, which is cool. I've been shopping. I went away to Cheltenham, which was my British hometown. My husband works in nuclear engineering, so we've been to quite a few towns in England actually, but Cheltenham is one of my favorites. And it's always one of my favorite places to pick, which, picking for vintage antiques. It's an old town. It's well, not as far as England standards go. I guess it's a newer town because it was established during the Georgian period. And one of the funny things about England is, honestly, when you talk about Art Deco jewelry, Edwardian jewelry, Victorian jewelry, that's just considered old. It's not considered, it's technically an antique, but here it's considered just old. So, being the young country that America is, of course I'm American, so I consider myself part of that. and now part of this country as well, it does help to pick antiques when they don't think of it as being antique. They just think of it as old. So which means I usually get some fabulous things for you that in the States we would consider, you know, ancient. Yeah, I've picked the last couple days. I was in Cheltenham yesterday, and I was in a town called Tewkesbury today. So I found a couple really incredible things, and I'm excited to show them to you guys. I wanted to have jewel school as usual, you know, as normal, and then just have not necessarily a sale. It's kind of like a sale preview. If I show you something and I show you and I tell you the price and you want it, then I'll sell it today. But if it doesn't sell today or there's no interest today, then I'll sell it tomorrow. I just wanted to bring a few things out. And I don't see there were some people that asked for vintage Taxco. I love this guy because he has earrings. I'm saying it's a guy because that's not a really pretty face. More handsome. That's vintage sterling Taxco. 1940s, I'd say that piece is. This guy, you can see the face is a bit different. Of course, it's an oval. This is 1930s. It's a pendant and a brooch. And it's marked for the 1930s. These are definitely onyx. You sometimes find the black stone. It looks like black gold stone. I can't think of the name of it right this second. But these are marked for the 1940s. I'm looking at the back. But they're cool, and I have pierced ears, and I can't wear clip earrings, but I can wear screwbacks. Oh, let's get a look at their face. They're pretty cool. Somebody else was asking about charms. I have a couple of sterling Mexican charms. I have a load, literally a load of sterling charms to bring out. But that won't be tonight. I just wanted to include a couple Mexican ones while we were touching on the Mexican jewelry. Oh, that bracelet's hiding back there. This is just vintage. It's not antiques. I'd say probably 1960s, 1970s, but still, it's a fantastic piece. Someone asked me about a malachite ring. I think that was Carol Murray. And a size 8. She was very specific. Hopefully she likes that one. So what have all of you been up to for the last week? Probably just working like everybody else does. Hello, Pandora. I think Tanya, my jewelry addiction, got a nice big tub of jewelry in. She's probably busy going through that. Hopefully she's listening in. Oh, we're 10 minutes in already. Heavens, time flies. No, Lori, this is green onyx. Oh, bless you. My son's not brain injured. I tease him and say he is, which is an awful thing to do, but you know, kids, I don't think they think all the time. Oh, cold in Texas. No, that's not good. Her name is Leslie. Steen's jewelry box is Leslie. That is I mean, being a parent's a thankless job, but being a parent to an adult child with an injury, it's not that it's not thankless. I'm sure, you know, they're very thankful. Oh my goodness. God bless Deborah. Yeah, this piece is pretty cool. We went out for class. Oh. Yeah, isn't that funny? Well, Chicago, come on. It's going to be way worse in Chicago than it is in Texas. Yeah, and I mean, they're both green onyx. There's probably 10 years between them. And, you know, every stone is different, but this one has a lot more depth to it. I'm not sure. Is there anybody in the chat that could help her out how to change her name? I've never had to change my name in YouTube. I've changed my profile photo, but I've never had to change my name. I mean, you could always just open a new account if you really, you know, if you wanted to. Just attach it to another email. There was snow and hail today in Cheltenham, which it's not a regular occurrence to get. And by the time we got to the coast where we live, it was 10 degrees warmer and sunny. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean, I know what your name is. I'm sure other sellers know what your name is. And when you come up, I just say, ah, there we go. Anna knew. I figured it had to do something with the account settings. I'm going to show you a piece of silver, British silver. Of course, I have a lot of British jewelry. Well, I wouldn't say like a ton, but enough. But the hallmarks are really small. Like, I mean, let me try and show you a piece of British jewelry where the hallmarks are tiny. Where in the heck? I just had a ring sitting out here. Ah, here we go. This is a tanzanite from 2011, but you have to loop it to actually get in and see the hallmarks. Let's see how good this silly expensive phone. I did see some hallmark. Ah, here they are. Let's see how well we can get it to focus in. Hi, Jane. How are you, hon? I mean, you can't quite make it out. I think that's the best idea, is to have a home someplace nice for the winter and then a getaway for the summer, or vice versa. I'm not a winter person anymore. You can see that there's a row of Hallmarks and they're just so teeny tiny. Oh, yay, Jane, yay. No, we're just shooting the breeze. We haven't really started to discuss anything. I'm just saying that most pieces, you would need a loop to see the hallmarks in a piece. They're just tiny. I mean, it doesn't help that that's a 1 carat tanzanite. It's a beautiful 1 carat tanzanite, but it's also very tiny. You know, I like rings with a lot of presents. I think most of us do. But I mean, to have a fine, Sylvia, I came back from Cheltenham today and I just picked your ring up from a jeweler. Well, from my jeweler. So it will ship out tomorrow morning and you should have it within a week to 10 days. I just missed that last comment. Sorry. And I don't have a big device in front of me. Oh, no worries. Yeah, I would have had it. I took it in on Monday. I would have had it on Tuesday, but he's an older gentleman, and I went in when he said he'd be there, and he wasn't there. So they tend to come quickly, and then I've got other people like poor Lori that got stuck for a month. But I can't really gauge how quickly they come from Canada. Do you know you're the second person who's asked me for alexandrite this week? No, I have no alexandrite. Hi, Kirsten. Do you have any alexandrite? Do any of the other resellers have alexandrite? I have never had, I've never owned a natural alexandrite because, of course, they're very rare. I have had, lab created alexandrite, but I've never had a natural alexandrite. I think most of what's out in the market now is, unless you're willing to pay tens of thousands for something, is lab created. Yeah, generally when I get things sized, I can have them back in a day or two. Hi, Sharon Bolt. How are you? Oh, Periba tourmaline. Hello. Yeah, I have a loose Periba tourmaline. And it's, the Windex bluey green. I don't. Ship station. Oh, okay. I know a lot of people have gone with pirate ship or something. Yeah, I've seen them, Pandora. I've never owned one personally, but I have seen them. Someone asked me about the sapphire, the 1920s filigree sapphire I have. This thing is so, I mean, it's teeny and it's a 2.5 carat stone. Oh, I see a fingerprint on it right away. As you will. It's a step cut emerald cut. And it's 2.5 carats. And the filigree work is fabulous. It's set in 14 karat white gold. And for the person who asked me about this, it's a 4.5. It can go up. My jeweler said he'll take it up 2 sizes. I mean, it's a very considerate purchase. And I'm willing to let it go at a good price, but it's still $850. You go to any jewelry store, you won't touch it for less than twice that. And if it could be sized to fit me, I would never get rid of it. But I can't even get it sized. Well, I think I could get it sized from my pinky. I love an emerald cut because it shows everything. And this stone is fantastic. I mean, of course, there are natural inclusions. It's rare to get a completely perfect sapphire, let alone this bubblegum pink. But we've had this discussion before. Gemstones now don't compare to the gemstones from 100 years ago even. Hi, Christina. How are you? So $850 to the person that asked. Well, Leslie, you did mention it, but someone in particular like asked for the specifics of it. You asked after it, but you didn't ask for the specifics. Oh, and it's a 7x9 emerald shaped step cut stone. I'm telling you, I am tripping over my tongue tonight. I'm tired. I've been up since and luckily, hi Lisa. Luckily, I took my husband drove, so I took a nap on the way home. Lucky for me, unlucky for him. I probably snored. When I'm really tired and I have to sit up, I was reclined a bit, but I was still sitting up while he was driving. And I know I woke up and my mouth was dry, so I probably had my mouth open snoring. He didn't say. Bless him. Should we talk a bit about British Hallmarks? That's where we were going, and I got sidecar harried and sidetracked. And now this piece of silver is probably the largest Hallmarks that I own. Something that you guys can actually see and study. Let me get a little closer. There we go. The shield would be the maker's mark. And this maker's mark is MP. And this MP is Michael Plummer. And we know from registration guides that he dealt in silver cutlery. We'll go into what this is. From the late 1700s, from 1791 on. And this would be the date. Now, when Sunday showed hers, it was an O. And I remembered the specific shape of the O, but I was out 100 years. Yeah, this piece is from 1795. And Michael Plummer made cutlery, and he made like tea caddies and, you know, silverware. And when I got this piece, it's like a Triton because it's a fish fork. Hello, Alexandra. That's interesting, Jane. And someone fashioned this into a bracelet. So I actually haven't got this appraised yet. I've always worn it since I bought it about, well, probably 8 or 9 years ago. Just after when I moved to the UK. And at the time I thought, that's a really odd looking, you know, I'd seen lots of cutlery jewelry. But then one day I decided I was going to look up the maker's mark and to look up the marks on it. And found out that it's nearly as old as America. Well, since we've been a country anyway. We occupied it from, and most of them were British from 1400 on. The year it's this mark. It's always a letter of the alphabet. Let me get it nice and close. And when you look up Hallmarks, it'll have specific, it's only a letter of the alphabet, but it'll have a very specific design to the letter. Yeah, you'd come across, I mean, even living in the States, I came across British Hallmarked pieces. I hate not watching all of the chat. That's awful. So the year is really easy to determine. The other stuff is not as easy. I mean, if you get a good guide, it's easy enough. It was easy enough for me to find MP, Michael Plummer. And then I used the year date. No worries, Sue. I totally missed your sale yesterday because I was in Cheltenham. And after I picked all day, so the letter and the font. The letter and the font will give you the year. And all of the other markings are for purity, what the content of it is. I tell you, in the crown is marked for, that's for London. That was assayed. The silver was assayed, which means it was evaluated in London. You need to just like pick up a guide and go through it, and it'll just totally demystify it for you. I mean, and that is only British Hall. Those are only British. When you live in Europe, I see this bracelet here. Let me see if I can get in on tight on it. It's French, and they don't always use letters. They use animals. This is pretty cool too, though, especially if you like flowers. So it has the designer, and then it has an animal to signify that this bracelet, I think it's from the 1980s, is what I found on it. And then I'm sure being Americans, we've all seen Mexican silver hallmarks. But they're all different as well. And it does make a difference. It's not, I mean, unless you're going to melt it, it's not all silver. Probably the closest estimation that I would have on this bracelet is probably around 400 pounds, about 500 and some dollars. I'm not getting rid of it, but it's just cool to have a piece of silver that's, you know, nearly 300 years old. And it's substantial. And those little tongs do catch on everything. I will tell you. I don't wear it. I only wear it in summertime so it doesn't catch on any sleeves or sweaters. Something else about British silver. Let me show you. This is a good example. If it weighs less, if the silver content weighs less than a gram, then they can just mark it silver. Then they don't have to hallmark it. So if it just says silver or sterling, then you know it's lightweight in most cases. But they've been marking silver here for over 500 years. So it makes it pretty easy when you pick something up to date it and to know what you have in your hand. I wish, you know, Americans would date their jewelry. Here's a pick that I found today. This is from the 1930s. Now, I did cheat and take it off the card and clean it. And I love how it says foreign. It's Czechoslovakian uranium glass. And you would clip it in your hair, or a lot of times these were called slip clips. You would, ladies didn't always wear bras, but they wore undergarments. You know, like a slip. And to keep it from slipping out of your dress, you could clip one of these little clips. And I thought, oh, this is so cool, from the 1920s or 30s, and, you know, it's still on the original card. And then after I cleaned it, I hid it. Of course, we're going to have the light show. It's uranium glass. And it glows lovely. Cool, isn't it, Sue? You know, we're junkies. We like things on cards and the original boxes. And has anyone ever heard of Pierre Beck's? This was another pick. Pierre Beck's is, well, you know, the name has to give it away. He's a French designer. And all of his jewelry, including this Art Nouveau pin, which is sterling silver and, you know, darkened with rhodium. It's Art Nouveau technically because not only is it Art Nouveau design, Pierre Beck's from 1969 to the late 1980s Isn't it fabulous? He got the original molds. So these are all struck and painted in the original methods. It's Pierre Bex, B-E-X. This brooch is brand new. It was brand new I bought this in the States. It was brand new in the box. It's still, and I kind of, you know, when they say it's brand new, you don't always believe it. But then I saw there was a bit of the packaging. I haven't taken it, I haven't opened the pen, but there's a bit of packaging, and I'll leave it the way it is. There's a bit of packaging in the brooch. It's just trapped there right in the pen. So this, I'm not positive when this one was released, but certainly since, not since 1989. But it was so fabulous, I had to buy it. And it's all Hallmark and everything, of course. I was going to say 125 because I paid up, but I would let this go for 100. We're doing school and we're doing sale, and you know, we're just bouncing all over the place. This is more like it. Like I said, it's an informal sale. If I show you something and I give you a price and somebody wants it, then I'll sell it. And if not, then I'll bring it to you, you know, a proper 2 or 3 hour sale, whatever, tomorrow. Because I thought this was a great idea, but being up since 5 a.m., I'm not so sure now. I mean, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to talk to you guys. And I'm happy to show you whatever you want. And if you have any questions, just ask. And we don't have to talk about British Hallmarks. You can ask me whatever question. If you have any questions about any of the jewelry, if you have any questions about your jewelry, doesn't make a difference. I have one of those catalog brains. It's there and it just stays there. I've told you guys, when I tell you when we talk about something, I don't have to, I usually try to discuss things that I know, but if I don't know, I'm not sitting there reading from a script. I mean, you know, I tell you what I do know. I am tired. It is really coming out odd tonight. Susan, the chat. Oh, okay, Alexandra. See you tomorrow, honey. Thank you for stopping by. Sue, do you remember, if you're hanging about, do you remember you had a piece and had like one piece of this? You had a necklace and it had one piece of this glass. And someone asked me, I think it was Mishka, asked me if that was end of day. And I said, it's an end of day of sorts. What distinguishes Mexican silver? The marks, you mean? Jane, if you send me a photo. Oh, and there is no mod in here. Just disregard the the bot. We don't need to remove it. Just nobody click on it. This is, that's an actual natural flaw in the glass, and I'll tell you why. Let me answer Pandora first. You know, it came at a certain point. Oh, thank you. It came to a certain point where, like, the world decided that 9.25 was the standard for sterling. And, well, Brits actually set the standard. And the reason they sent that 925 points of purity per thousand was, it was actually used as currency. And that's what I was telling you about this bracelet, that one from the late 1700s. George III was the period. You can see where there are like saw marks in it. This is all smooth and hand wrought and beautiful. And then there are saw marks. And you see it's not like perfect. It's not asymmetrical. It's been like gouged into on either side. And I don't think that was for comfort. You'll find bits of silver here in England that have little like shave marks and saw marks. They used it for currency. If you were low on cash, you would shave your silver. And you could use your silver for currency. So that's why they came up with the purity rate. It wasn't because they had to have, you know, 9.25 purity of silver. If it wasn't 9.25 or better, then it wasn't considered currency. So that's how they determined, you know, it had to be so pure to be used for money. Mexican silver, and I'll show you the differences in it. Now, let's see, this piece is more modern. And it's just marked Taxco. And I need to look at it before I tell you. 9.25. And then it says Mex. And this piece, I think, is late 60s, early 70s. And by modern, I mean, you know, more modern than this piece. That when you see the markings for it, it says sterling, and then it says 925, and then it says made in Mexico. Then there was a point in Mexican silver where they started to mark it with an eagle, and that meant, you know, it was from a certain date to a certain date. This typeface is synonymous with the 1930s. Then there's another Mexican mark from the 1920s and 30s that has a sun with rays. I've seen that mark. Most fine wrought silver is 9.25 or better. Janda was talking about she has Carl Karst. And I think her pieces are 970. I've seen 970. I've seen 980. I've seen 1,000. Let me grab a piece. This piece is Victorian. And it's Chinese. And it's cool as all get out. But it's a dragon on this side. I know there's a dragon or dragons and phoenix. Oh, yours is 9.37. I thought you had a piece that was 970 as well. But I actually had to have this one x-rayed what they determined is that it was 900. So, I mean, purity is kind of like all over the place, but I don't even have it here with me, which is terrible. One of my favorite bracelets is 835. And the reason I love it so much, I know it's here in one of my drawers, but we could be here all night, me digging through those things. One of the reasons I love it so much is because it has more copper in it. And it actually, like, silver is so cold. Especially, you know, the more pure a silver is, the whiter it is. And it sort of tends to run like that gray. And when you have like 835, it has copper in it, and it makes it look warmer. It looks like white gold. So that's kind of why, I wish they did more silver in a lower grade, especially for jewelry. It's much warmer. I love silver jewelry. I love white gold jewelry, I'm very fair complected, so yellow, and I have like pinky peachy skin. So yellow gold, it just doesn't suit me. There's so much to know about the purity of metals. I mean, you can't really scratch it. This piece I got from Sue, and I haven't even really researched it yet. I think that's an eagle. I saw that piece that you had, Kirsten, the blue glass, the blue mirrored glass. And I had that, hi Dee, I had that piece that Sue actually purchased. You know that's from the 1930s. That blue mirrored glass. That is a cool piece. I got this piece from Sue, and I think it's either 50s or 60s. I haven't really done the research on it yet. I just had it out because I had all of my Mexican jewelry together. I'm not selling this. I'm actually using it on one of my big charm bracelets. Oh, Kirsten, you're here. Yeah, that piece, I wouldn't think, unless it's a reproduction, then it would be from the 1930s. The bracelet that you bought for me, Kirsten, the intaglio, the one that you got for me was late 40s, early 50s. This one is from the late 30s, early 40s, and it was a gentleman's tie clip. This is sterling. You can see it's a little different. It looks a little different to the one that you purchased. This one's actually older. And where does it say? Japan Silver F, which means, I'm assuming, fine silver. And I'm going to have my jeweler turn this tie clip into a ring. Yeah, well, they're all kind of, it's opaline glass, which, that's something we can talk about. Opaline glass. opaline glass, this type of glass, and let me grab some more opaline glass. We generalize it and we call it opaline glass. In reality, they just generalize it. It's really called Sabino glass. And that's because there was an actual person whose name was Sabino. That, when was Sabino? Sabino was late 1800s. Who actually developed opaline glass. Of course, this is blue opaline glass. I need a light behind that. What the heck is my really bright light? Oh, right in front of me. Here we go. Woo, that thing is too bright. There we go. Of course, opaline glass is characteristically translucent, which means light will pass through it. That's a blue. And then, you know, this is what you typically see. I have some glass that hasn't come in yet. It's fire opal, opaline glass. Or Sabino glass. Oh, I don't want to strobe anybody out. But it's really, we generalize it and call it opaline. Just, I guess, to make it easier. Oh, this was a pick. It's Murano. And it was just so funky I had to buy it. It's Sabino or opaline. Oh, the Sabino, the maker, he was Italian, but I'm pretty sure that he made his glass in France. So this is Sabino or opaline, and then Murano petals, glass petals. This is all glass. This would have to be for a coat. It's quite heavy, quite substantial. Probably 1950s. I would have to guess, venture a guess. Just because of the rhinestones. It's a cool piece. Pick that. Ooh, some fabulous glass. Foil glass. I know I haven't showed you. It's so rare. Now here's me. I collect glass. This is 1920s, 1930s. I think it's been restrung since then. But Murano foil glass. And the reason it's so rare, it's such a difficult process that most of the beads explode. And patchwork millefiori. It is a very unusual color green, isn't it? That's one of the reasons that made me purchase it as well. But the patchwork Millefiore, when you see Millefiore, it's just one piece. But this is patchwork. So each of these were made individually and then fused into one bead. It has two very rare, unusual pieces of glass, this necklace. So yeah, I had to buy it. I think I've talked about this type of glass. This is 1930s as well. It's Cimmerzo. And this is cobalt Cimmerzo. So blue glass is made with cobalt. And this is fused. Let's see if we can get a piece where you can really see up in it. There you go. That's fused with copper. So there's actual copper, cobalt glass, and then it's encapsulated in clear glass. Pretty fabulous. And I started talking about this. Sue had it on her channel. She had a necklace that had one piece of it. This has definitely been a restring because that's a modern, well, 1970s clasp. And this glass is old, antique. The glass is made, and then someone asked me, was it end of day? And I said, it's a sort of an end of day. And I knew that it was candy cane, and I don't know why I didn't just say then and there that it was candy cane. And then after they showed it, now see, well, they do make candy cane marbles. They make candy cane paperweights. This is not broken. That is just how you can see the beads of glass that are inside of that. That when it cooled, that's just how it formed. Hi, Crazy May. Well, welcome. Everyone say hello to Crazy May. I've seen you in other chats, Crazy May. Welcome to Killer Queen Vintage. Tonight we're talking about everything. I think I'm like punch drunk tired, to be honest with you. Christina knows. Oh, Mia? Are you calling her Mia? Is her name Mia or May? That's my thing, Deb. Deb Miller. I love glass. Jewelry. New check. Harlequin glass this week. There's two pieces there, actually. I've got sort of a springy pastel set. And you'll see when I show you the other set why. This one's more like primary colors. You guys know it's Bohemian. Well, May won't know because she hasn't been here before, but this is Bohemian glass. Late 1800s, early 1900s. Fabulous. That was weird. Fabulous. Let's see. Oh, I started out playing with flapper agates. I think that's Picasso jasper. And that is green leopard. And there's carnelian. This is the same deal as that Bohemian glass. This is all, that's copper. And this has all been hand wired. And of course, you know, every bead's going to be individual. Every finding's going to be individual. And for me, that's why I like vintage and antiques. I like things that are unusual. And these stones are definitely unusual. I have to show it to you on a bust. To me, it looks like a galaxy. And they are stones. It's not light. This is not something if you didn't like a heavy necklace, you wouldn't want to wear this. I mean, it's not like a millstone. Let's pull back. Jeez. This one's so cool. That looks like they look like planets. There you go. Now my good spell book, it's love charms and magical cures and practical sorcery. I think it's a joke. I think if, you know, someone thinks, or, you know, you can't pick up a book and learn that sort of stuff. And I don't believe in any, like, dark magic. But do I believe that there's magic in the world? Of course there is. Everything can be magical. Hopefully every day is magical. Don't want a boring day. Hi, DeFleur. Oh, Leslie, you take care of yourself, sweethearts. I'm like, everything is posted except for Sylvia and Mishka asked. I'm not sure what's going on with Mishka. Mishka's moving, and I think she's afraid that she'll miss her package, so I need to talk with her. But everything else has been posted. I just need to put your tracking in, and I'm hoping and praying that sending it from Cheltenham, you'll actually get it a day or two quicker, because that's a really large post office and a really large hub. I live in a small seaside town, so when I did the tracking on lorries, it actually took 4 days to get out of the UK from here. So I'm hoping, because Cheltenham's kind of like a, you know, big bustling town and a good hub, that you all get your jewelry a little bit quicker. We'll see. I would probably go to Exeter, which is a large town near me. If you all do get it quicker, I'd be willing to take the packages there to see if I can get them out of the country quicker. And I can go shopping too. It's not like I'm going to drive 25 minutes to Exeter just so, you know. I mean, I really want you to get your packages quicker. I haven't had too many people complain. And most people say, I know that I've had a package sent to me and I shipped my packages out the same day. And my packages got there almost a week quicker than a package from the US to the UK. I think a lot of it, it depends on the US post office. Yeah, shipping plus shopping, win-win, definitely. Yeah, I've found a lot of cool things in Exeter, actually. Exmouth, which is a town near that, I haven't hit yet, but it's supposed to be fantastic. And you all will see. You'll see what I find. Ooh, I guess you know I'm on an opaline or Sabino kick lately. I think we all are. It's kind of freaking magical. This is a new check brooch. That's Sabino glass, opaline. New to me, new to you, you know. With this clasp, probably late 40s, early 50s. But filigree. It is pretty. Thank you. What else did I get new? I got a piece of cool dragon cinnabar. Pools of light have small bubbles in it, or does it have to be totally clear? Okay. We'll talk about that because I have some pools of light earrings out. And they're not the rock crystal. Oh, doink. And they doinked right over. Let me fix them. I really apologize, guys. I'm kind of hitting a wall. I'm tired. Okay. Well, Deborah, these are Art Deco, but see, it doesn't have to be. When you say pools of light, if you're talking about the quartz crystal, then it's quartz crystal. It's quartz, so it wouldn't have an air bubble in it. It could have an inclusion, you know, a naturally occurring infraction in the stone, but it's not going to have an air bubble. Now, these are Sabino glass, and they're 1920s. It was fabulous Sabino glass. It is, but usually I'm more awake, but you know, I have to apologize. I've been up since 5 this morning, and I did catch a nap in the car, but you know, I'll try to stay on track for you guys. It's going to be fun to watch back tomorrow. I'll say, oh, I should have just called it off and went to bed. But no, I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm going to hang out for a little bit longer, and then, you know, we'll call it a night if nobody else has any questions. See, I'm tripping over my tongue. It's Sabino or opaline glass crazy, or May, or however you want me to. But there are no bubbles in it. Mia. Okay, that's pretty. Or you can call me Dana or whatever. You have a clear with lots of tiny bubbles. Is it alta contralta, the bubbled glass? Or do you think it just has bubbles? Probably the best thing for you to do is send me pictures. If it has bubbles, it's probably glass. One of the largest things for you to be able to call it pools of light is they're normally tension set. Yep, that's okay, honey. You know, you can reach out to me on Messenger, email, whatever. I've had a lot of recent like friend suggestions, and it's mostly resellers and buyers. And um, if I come up on Facebook and you're on Facebook and you know you use that to communicate with and you want to add me, that's fine. So if I've added you recently, it's because you came up in my suggested, and more friends the better. You know, I have like I think 1,300 Facebook friends, and but I will tell you, probably over 500 of those people are my like real life friends. So I don't normally post much. Right. Well, my name's my name. I mean, with a big long tail like Dana Stewart Coates, you know. May I've lived all over the world. Well, not all over, but I've lived over a large part of the world. So, and everywhere I go, I make friends. So, that's Facebook's kind of a good way to keep in touch with all of them. Otherwise, I'm not a real Facebook person. I don't like posts all the time, and I'm not a Facebooker. And I need to be. My son yells at me because I need to do more on Instagram. Um, he was just saying, Mom, you need to open a Twitter account. You need to do TikTok. You know, all of that. Get your name out there, social media stuff. Which I love that, you know, we have 20 people in the chat right now, and 25, 30, whatever it was at one point. I Well, not tonight because I'm tired, but I'd love to be able to talk to, you know, more people. Any other questions, ideas? Instagram? Yeah, I do have an Instagram account. It's linked to my Facebook account, even though I have number one Killer Queen Vintage. I I'm just I'm not lazy. I'm just tired. You know, we're working on this house. I'm trying to do this, and we develop property. So, and my husband's works in nuclear engineering, so we're busy. And I have a 16-year-old stepson as well, and a cat, a big fat fluffy Maine Coon. So it's a good thing I don't sleep much. Is all I need to say. And I do vape, and that's what that sound is. Sorry. Nicotine and caffeine. That's my go-to. Is there anything else anyone wanted to see, or? Oh, she's building your Instagram. That's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of resellers here. Oh, thanks, Crazy Mia. I'll have a proper sale tomorrow, my normal sale time, which is 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and midnight for me. Yeah, T. Marie, I saw you showed me some of your Instagram post. You collect beautiful jewelry as well. She collects some German filigree. See your Eastern Standard Time. 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. And I promise I'll get a good night's rest and I won't be so out of it. Hi, Anna. Deb, you didn't miss much. I'm telling you, I'm all over the place. Yeah, I have to go on Instagram and watch more of you. I'm really guilty of not going on there much. I think I just have a few photos up of like myself, my garden, not much. And I always get like Instagram creepers, and it's like so and so wants to send you a message. Dana Stewart Coates. Do not married people usually have a double-barreled surname? You know, just not interested in being messaged. If any of you creepy guys that send me messages are watching, I'm not interested in receiving messages on Instagram from strange men. I'm good. It's just so weird. That's the weird, and I say that, and honestly, I met my husband on Facebook playing games. I'm terrible at Instagram. That is serious. People ask me how I met my husband. I met him on Facebook playing Words with Friends, which is like Scrabble. We were both like brainy and nerdy, and he, I thought that was cool, and he thought it was cool, and that's how we met. Yeah, I only open it if one of my friends like messages me. I'm not a person like goes on Facebook and sits there all day. I used to play Facebook games. But no, I mean, I'm interested in what my friends do, but I don't have time to like sit there and read it all day. It's terrible. Well, I think I showed you. Well, I think I showed you some of the things that I've got. Oh, I want to. I promised someone I would show them something. I think I'll personal message her. But I will show you guys. It's not like I won't show you. There's another reseller. Oh no. That collects vintage costume. That's something that I haven't really showed you guys yet. Not a whole lot of. I mean, I showed you the fabulous Marilyn Haskell last week. This is a new find. Christina, if you're here, I know you collect vintage Trifari, Crown Trifari. This is pre-copyright. So pre-1955. And these are Haskell, I'd say Haskell-esque Baroque pearls. These are pretty cool. This is so funky, so fabulous. I have a total addiction to 1960s Vendome. I think this is just freaking cool. I mean, it's all quality. I see a fuzzy. Oh, okay. That's not a cat hair. I think it's just like a piece of nylon. Isn't this spectacular? I love Vendome. The sugar beads and the frosted and just the peach and the orange. Oh, this is just so freaking cool. Let's see, what else? Oh, here's another. I've had the bracelet for a while. This is vintage Monet. It's a book piece. It's a Etruscan. I've had this bracelet for a while. And then I finally, I've been working on this flippin' seller for almost a year because she had the matching necklace. And I finally have the set. Oh, the Vendome. Oh my God. Why wouldn't you wear it? I mean, you can wear the plainest sack of a dress, the plainest t-shirt, whatever, and throw that phenomenal necklace on it, and you're the party. You don't have to worry about, you know, going to a party. You're the party. I got some new crystal, because we all know I love my crystal. Some crystal, 1930s crystal ice cubes. Ooh, this 1920s check on roll gold. And let's see, another couple, because the single strands were so popular. I'm definitely going to have these tomorrow. I got a few more. These ones are ovals. They're fabulous. AB. I got a few more single strands. And then we'll talk about I have doubles and triples too. I'm going to show those. I have loads of Czech rock crystal. That's a new one. I mean, look. I mean, that's a party. Definitely. I mean, you know, that's the crystal, guys. Minus the ones I just showed you. You can take a look around at my desk. I got a few new rings in, of course. Lots more glass, more jewelry. And what else have I got in this week? Oh, cleaned. You know, I've told you we're redoing this 1930s house. I bought a Bohemian chandelier that is Sabino glass beads, the opaline glass beads with wired glass beads, just and crystals just dripping from this chandelier. So if I have that all cleaned up, I'll show it to you guys tomorrow. It's pretty fantastic. My husband said, sell this house. I said, yeah, but we'll sell it, but the chandelier is coming with me. I'm definitely not going to leave it. I think it's just somewhere around the time for Kirsten. Are you still here? It's like dinner time and things there. She's getting ready for a sale, but her sale's coming up a little bit later, and my sale is tomorrow. And I think I showed what people asked me about. Deborah, I will look at those, I promise you, first thing in the morning. I'm wiped out tonight. I'm running on very little sleep. You know, I don't care how comfortable the bed is. I don't care how comfortable the hotel is. When you don't sleep in your own bed, I know me. When I don't sleep on my own bed, you know I'll get back to you quick on it. Just not tonight. When I don't sleep in my own bed, I don't sleep well. I'm home and my Tempur-Pedic is upstairs calling my name. Don't worry about it. I will pass out tonight. And I'll be my bright and chipper self tomorrow. I'm going to thank all of you for coming in this evening. Oh, hi, Judy, and I'm leaving. Oh, boo. I have to apologize. I'm really tired this evening. People say, oh, you're getting older, and the older you get, the less sleep you need and all that happiness. I've never slept. I've never slept most of my life. I want to thank you for coming in. Mia, it's very nice to meet you. If there's anyone else that hasn't said, oh, there you go. There you are, Kirsten. Kirsten setting up. Thank you. I wish you all a good and pleasant evening. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Hopefully you all and more of you all. Have a great evening, guys. Get some good rest. Take care. Love you all. Good night. Thank you.